I got a strange going on out here. Something just killed my dog.
Something killed your dog?
Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining the Cryptid Podcast. I'm your host, Dan Hamilton, and tonight I got a really special show for you tonight. This is a Dogman encounter, and it's I have Angel with me tonight. She is from New Brunswick. However, she asks not to be on camera. And I'm going to respect that. I'm going to respect that request because this is hard for her to talk about. She's afraid of what some people will think. She's tried to share this in the past and has been ridiculed. And, you know, we really don't like that. The Cryptid Podcast is a safe space for people to come and retell, and in some instances, relive their encounter. So I am going to be soloed on me, but I'm going to put a photo up and while she tells us her story. And I just ask that everybody kind of respect her. Again, not everybody's had the same encounter. We don't know everybody's story. So without further ado, I just want to say, Angel, thank you so much for coming on the show. And let's hear your tale.
No problem. No problem. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. So what year did this start? Did you have this encounter with this dog man?
Oh, the first one was probably around 10 years ago, but it was on a picture seen at a graveyard. And then it started after that when my mom died in 2017. That's when it all started. When they started. Oh.
So the first encounter you saw, or not really an encounter, but the first thing you saw one on a photo.
Yeah.
Like
I got it on camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's
go
when
ahead and just
looked,
tell us on how things happened.
Okay, so that's when I looked it up online, and back then it was kind of different. That I looked up dog that stands or wolf that stands, and I come up. That's when I seen Dogman. That's when I found out what Dogman was named, or it was named. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm really nervous.
Oh, you're perfectly fine.
When my mom passed away, that's when everything started. I started seeing the eyes and seeing them like running across my yard. And I do have neighbors, but for some reason it was, they didn't see them. So, but yeah.
Angel, you're perfectly fine. No one can see you. We can hear you. So you don't have to worry about anybody sneaking a peek. You're hidden completely.
Okay. Oh, shoot. I don't even know where to start because there was so many encounters. Okay, I'll tell you about the one when I was going to get my kid at school. So the time I went to go get my kid at school, I live on a road that's the same road as the school, and it is full of woods and stuff. Anyway, as I was walking down, you could hear something crackling in the woods. And then all of a sudden I heard like thrashing through the woods. And as I got up to the school, I look over and I see it standing there staring at me, and I started walking faster. That's one of them that I like the first time I seen it. One of the first times I seen it like fully almost. And yeah, but I didn't get anything like bad. All I said, like, I heard like, don't be scared, but I still kept going because I was scared anyway. And I went and got my kid, and I actually walked the other way instead of that way back home because I was scared. So that's a time. I think my kid was in grade 6 at the time when that happened. And there was a time where I had a big bang on the door, and a bang, and I had looked out, like I ran. And anyway, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so not
fine.
used. Yeah. Anyway, I ended up calling the cops that time because I got scared. So anyway, the cops come. As I'm talking to the cops, I look across the road and there's 4 sets of amber eyes staring back at me in the woods across the road. So I had to tell the cop. I couldn't tell the cops, hey, there's this big, tall, dog-looking thing, trying to get in my house. You know what I mean? So I said, oh, maybe it was kids, like knocking on the door. And as I'm staring across the road at this, they're like, okay, we'll look around the yard. And I'm like, oh my, like I was so scared. Holy God. Anyway, I was really scared that time. That was in the middle of the night, and the cop said that he'll stick around to see like if they come back or anything. He said he'd stick around anyway, and nothing happened after that. But there was things happening like that almost every day. And I had a rabbit and a stick left on my step one morning. We got up. My husband kicked it, put it off the property because we didn't know what it was. And back then, now if I knew that now I know what now I knew what it was. Anyway, there was one morning we went to work. There was a bunch of rabbits on each side of the road. And there was a dog man standing there as we were driving. That one looked like almost like a German Shepherd look to it. It had the tall ears. It was very tall. Oof. Oh, it's just so much to talk about that I'm nervous. I'm very nervous.
Well, let me kind of lead you a little bit here because
I just hope I don't have.
Let me kind of lead you here because you'd sent me some stuff, and one thing that you had sent me, and I was really fascinated by it, is that you said that you were close to like a little one, to like a young one.
Yes, when I come out of the door. Yeah, I was very, very close to him, like probably a couple feet away, looking down at him. And they are very cute, very different looking. And it took off fast because as I grabbed my camera to go take a picture, which I do have a picture of him right by the tree. And it's, I don't know why they give off blurry pictures every time I go to take them, but it happens. But yeah, I was pretty close to one a few times. Their little ones I do have a family of them in the back. I had them in my window. I had one in my window, which I call Barry. We all named him Barry. There's pictures of him in the window. He has a white face. I'll show you the video later on. It's in my group. Anyway, That one's in my group. But yeah, there's pictures of one staring in. We had cookies there. And it looked like he was staring in at the cookies in one of my pictures. Like I have a lot of pictures. A lot. They definitely do come up to the house. They don't touch my animals now. I'm not as scared of them now. They do like they're really not as bad as people say they are because they know that I'm not going to do anything to cause them trouble. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't even own a gun. So it's weird how, but when you go to take a picture of them, you can't get a clear picture. Sometimes, well, I got that one there with the that big thing standing by the car, and it looks
Mhm.
like it has a stick in his hand. I
Mhm.
had that picture not long ago. I don't know what he was doing. It looked like he was standing there trying to keep something away.
Let me ask you a question.
It had a stick in his hand.
About how often do you um do you see them?
Oh my goodness. A lot. Almost every day. Almost. There's times where it'll be a week where I won't see them, but it's been like lately it hasn't been a lot. But in the summertime, I see them almost every day. They follow me. When we go for walks, they follow us. Which I do got pictures of them doing that. Weird. I think they're all over this town. I do believe there's a lot of them.
Well, what I'm going to do is I just downloaded one of the pictures he sent me, and I find it kind of interesting because in this picture is obviously it's you're inside the house and you're taking a picture at your window, and it looks
Yeah.
like your blinds are a little bit open, and it looks like something is looking
Yeah.
through from the window into you. Can you describe what was going on at that time?
That time, oh, well, I could tell someone was around the house. Our windows are high up in the air, like 8 foot up, except for the one by the step. The kitchen, well, where he's at, he would have to stand probably about 7 foot maybe to look
Mhm.
in like that. So I was taking pictures because I could feel something around, and I snapped a picture right then when I seen him standing there, and I got that. It's peeking in because they do peek in, and now I just keep my blinds open after this because they don't bang on the house anymore or anything when I do that. So I just, keep my blinds open for them. But yeah, that is definitely one of them right there.
That's that that's that's kind of fascinating. I mean, in a way, it's kind of cool. I've just heard a lot of negative things about a dog man, but this is like some of the first stuff where that you're kind of having. I wouldn't say positive encounters with them. It's not like they're bringing you groceries and mowing your lawn, but
Ah,
it's like
yeah,
non-aggressive
yeah,
encounters.
yeah. It's like they're just so curious because I do got pictures of them peeking in a neighbor's window. I happened to be taking pictures because I always take pictures because I want to catch them. You know what I mean? Anyway, I took a picture one day of the side of the house and I caught one looking in the window. I'll have to find that one and show you. But yeah, they definitely are very curious and they're not as bad as what people think. I wouldn't go up to one and say, try to hang out with it. No way. You know what I mean? But
Right.
they do keep their distance and they are like, I respect them and they respect me. You know what I mean? But it took
Yeah.
a lot because they used to bang on my home and me with a son and my husband. It scared the crap out of me because you never would think these were real. They're definitely real.
So you said that they don't really mess with your animals anymore. So did they harm your animals before or
Oh yes, I had cats go missing.
Mm,
I thought it was the coyotes, but no. There was dogs that went missing in my area too. A bunch of two Rottweilers around the same time. Um, there is one time I did have kind of like a one that's really, really scared me. And me and my husband were standing in the back one time and we actually heard fighting, the roaring and everything. And ever since I haven't had much bad, you know what I mean? Like cats go missing because my cats went missing. I had cats go missing. Uh, and then the animal, like two Rottweilers went missing. So, and then there was dogs after that. There was friends, 2 white dogs gone missing too, and it was like stuff like that. And we're in a small town. We're only like 400 people here. So what would take 2 big Rottweilers? A bear? No, I don't think so. You know what I mean? No
Right.
people. Why would someone take someone's dogs that are mean? They were uh what do you call that? Where they watch the yard dogs, like
Yeah,
junk.
yeah, junkyard dogs or
Yeah,
guard dogs. Yeah.
yeah, like that.
So
So
in the
yeah, that
so
one.
you've really been dealing with these things for, like a good, I want to say close to 10 years.
Yeah.
What is one of the most scariest times that you've had dealing with one of these things? And then I'll ask you another question, and I'll just let you know the other question is like, what is one of the most kind of like relaxed encounters that you had with one of them?
The relaxed one?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure because
Or
there's so
like
many. Oh my god.
like non-aggressive, one that just really comes to your when you hear that. So it's like, well, what's one of the kind of the coolest interactions you had?
Oh my goodness. We had a smaller junior one, me and one of my friends had a smaller junior one walk out in front of us. And we didn't know what like both of us were so shocked because it come right out and just like it looked scared. It looked really scared and it was like it walked weird. It was all black and he walked weird, but it was a smaller one and he was looking at us as we were watching it and we were like so wowed about it. Not scared. We didn't have like any scared, like we weren't scared or nothing. It was like, what the heck is that? Kind of thing. That was a pretty interesting, like it wasn't scary, so kind of relaxed moment there.
So when you say that it walked out in front of you, is it walking out on all fours or is it walking out on upright on two?
Oh, this one was on 4.
Okay.
It was on all 4. It was walking really weird though. Like kind of like an uncomfortable. It was just a weird walk to it. I can't
Yeah.
explain if you know what I mean. You could tell it's like its arms were longer and stuff, so but it was smaller. And
Okay.
they did leave prints on my house too, so I do have pictures of that, of their
Okay.
prints on my home. They have little
It's
raccoon fingers.
yeah, I've heard that before that, their claws or their hands, they kind of look like larger raccoon hands.
Yeah, they
That's
definitely do.
that's what I've heard
It's weird.
people describe it. Now, when the ones how many of them have you seen walk upright?
Uh, oh my goodness. There was only the one that was, but well, I think like one out of the years, but you would see them standing by the tree. Really didn't see them walk, just stand there by the tree. I would catch them standing. You know what I mean?
Right. Did you get a good look at what their legs look like?
Oh yeah, they're like dog.
Yeah.
Definitely dog. Yeah.
And let's kind of go ahead and look
The
at
eyes.
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say some of the eyes are different on them too. There was a few that I seen that had like bluish shine to it instead of the amber color.
Mm,
It almost looked like a Bigfoot eye. There was
really?
one, yeah. I'll tell you that one later on. That one I think was like with a Bigfoot.
Oh,
It pretty
okay.
much looked, yeah, it looked like well, I might as well tell you. I was sitting, me and my husband were not sitting, lying on the couch, and I was looking out the window, and you could see across the road, like this amber eye looking one was kind of shorter, and the bluish eye shine was taller. You know what I mean? And they would
Yeah.
look in at us, and then they would look at each other. And they would kept doing that for about an hour, whatever. But I passed out after that. So I don't know. But yeah, that was a weird. I'm pretty sure it was a Bigfoot with it,
Right.
just the way
I
it
mean,
was standing, eh?
I've even heard stories of where people have seen Dogman and Bigfoot together, actually like working together, hunting together. So,
Oh
you know,
wow.
in this community, I hear a lot of things, I've seen a lot of things, read a lot of things. And so it's not surprising to me. But kind of, let's change kind of gears here a little bit. And what is one of the more frightening encounters that you had, if you're able to share it?
The frightening one was when it jumped at our car at the graveyard. That was my friend freaked out. She had her window down and it jumped at the car in the side. And I got out of there so fast because, it scared the crap out of us. But that was one of the scariest moments.
Okay,
They
do
won't.
you kind of want to recount that encounter from like the beginnings? Like, what I'm assuming, were you like visiting your mom's grave or?
Oh no, we were down there taking pictures, so we were
Okay.
probably looking for it. So yeah.
And so did you have like an uneasy feeling while you were in the graveyard taking pictures?
Yes.
Did you
As we put yeah. Yeah.
so you kind of felt like something was watching you?
Oh yes, definitely.
And about how long did that go on?
Not long. We pulled in and it was about probably 5 minutes of sitting there. You could feel this like weird feeling. Well, I'm sure some of you know what that feeling is. And that's when it happened. And for some reason, I threw that in reverse and I was ready to get out of there. I wasn't far from the road either because for some reason that night I parked closer to the road. And I'm glad I did because it would have chased us out of there probably if it didn't chase us. And there actually had two encounters of one, but there was one in Capelé where I had it chase us. Me and my husband were in a truck and my boy, and I happened to have this weird feeling that before that I seen it in the cornfield,
Mm-hmm.
the amber eyes. And then all of a sudden I had this weird feeling that something was following us. And I took the camera and I snapped a picture and I caught this brown one chasing us. It was a brown one chasing us. And I just held it together. I didn't even tell my husband, but it was on the side of us. I could see it. Anyway, that picture disappeared. So that was one of my scary moments there where I knew it was there.
So you said it chased you. Was it chasing you
Yeah.
what was it on the road chasing you, or was it like off the side
Yeah.
of the road chasing you?
No, it was on his side in the back chasing us. I could see him in the back after I caught that picture. Yeah.
So it was like coming up on your vehicle, and it was
Oh yeah.
it was could have probably tried to get in the back of the truck.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. After that, I just looked forward and tried to not think about that one. That was
Were
a
you
scary
driving, or
moment.
was your husband driving?
He was driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, so luckily that thing did not get a hold of the truck or whatever. Now,
Oh no.
back to the graveyard. So you'd showed up. You guys were taking pictures. You said you weren't even there like 5 minutes, and you got this weird feeling.
Yeah.
And so you're looking around, I assume, taking pictures. When did you notice? Because you were obviously driving. When did you notice? Did you see it approaching the vehicle, and that's when you
Oh
took
no.
off out of there?
It was on the side of us. Like she was in the back seat and it was on the side of us. And she had her window down and this black thing come at her on her side of the window. And as she's screaming, I back out. Like, I get out of there. It was that was a freaky moment.
And did it give chase after you backed out, or did it just kind of?
No, I think it was like a jump scare. Like, get the heck out of here kind of thing. I never looked back. That's one thing I never did, and I'm glad I didn't, because I probably would have seen him chasing us. It probably did fall. I'm sure that's when it, like, because it probably did follow us home. Because that's when all the encounters started too. Like, more and more. There was a lot of seeing these things. The smell of them are awful too. But for some reason,
could you describe that smell?
Oh my God. It smells like a wet dog and a rotten carcass. Like if you ever smelt like a dead animal kind of thing, it smells like that. And there's times where it smelled like a swamp kind of rotten egg kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's times where it smelled like that. I don't know. That was kind of like a different smell, though, compared to the wet dog smell that was going on. That really smelled. It's bad. You can tell when they're around sometimes. In the mornings when we get up to go for coffee, almost every morning you can smell that.
So they're actively around your residence.
Oh, yes. And there's something by the school, too. Someone hit something black here not long ago, but they couldn't describe what it was. They thought it was a bear. It could have been, but I don't know. Like me, I know what's around here, right? And I don't sit there and go, hey, maybe it was Dogman, but it could have been, because they're right. Oh, sorry.
So you mentioned the school when you went and picked up your son. Now, when you saw the one standing there, like, where was it standing in conjunction to the school? What color was it? About how tall was it? Was it standing up? Was it kind of on all fours?
Oh no, it was standing up behind, like, on the side of the tree. And it was a little taller than me, probably around 7 foot. Yeah, the color of them was like a grayish kind of color. And I do have a picture of the head of that. Like, I caught a picture of the head. I do got pictures of that one, like of the face. I could probably show you that one. I should have sent that one because, that one was part of.
It's when you're kind of reliving these things, a lot of stuff slips your mind. Here I have this evidence, and I completely get that. And see, you're lucky in the sense that, your encounters, you've been able to document them with pictures and maybe audio or video. My last encounter with anything was in 92, and we didn't have cell phones. We didn't, we didn't think about taking cameras or video cameras or, tape recorders out in the woods. Just me and my brother going out, and we were going to, do a couple days camping out by the river and do some fishing and just kind of hanging out before I went back to Germany, and, there's a lot of great pictures out there. There's a lot of pictures that are not so great out there, but, I can tell just by reading what you sent me, and that you sent me a voicemail and just talking to you tonight, this is something you deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah. Yes. And I do get scared sometimes, don't get me wrong, because I don't know what they think, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, and I'm sorry, oh, what? Sorry.
I'm looking at you right now. I can tell you, because I could tell you're frightened right now, just reliving some of this stuff, and then also kind of looking around.
Yeah.
Folks,
I'm at the store. Sorry.
Folks, when you guys listen to this, and you kind of just watch the video, and I'm just kind of clicking back and forth from some pictures that I made, Angel, I can still see her. I have a picture of her on my screen still. You guys, she's visibly still shaken. This has been going on for over 10 years, and reaccounting these are not easy for some people. And I can tell she's visibly shaken even reliving some of these. That's why I'm not trying to dig too much, because the last thing I want you to do is feel like I'm pressuring you just to talk about something you don't want to talk about. And I don't want you to get put into a place to where you're reliving some very traumatic memories. You're touching on some of them, and I can't say thank you enough. But honestly, you guys, this is not an easy interview for her to do. This is, I want to say it's your first interview, correct?
It's second.
Second?
Second. Yeah. Yeah, second. But it was, for some reason, I'm more nervous because she wasn't asking much questions, like, or not. It wasn't really talking much. She was just talking about the pictures I sent her. This is telling my story, and it's much sorry that I got quiet because it is very overwhelming, very,
Mm-hmm.
to talk about that. Yeah. Because I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm going to go home tonight and have banging on my house, or, you know what I mean? Because they do know when you talk about them or stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm sitting at the store right now because I didn't want to stay at home for, like, I just come at the store. I'm not far from the store, but
Yeah.
yeah, if you know what I mean. I come to the store to talk about it because I didn't want to.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that, this would kind of be a good spot to stop, the interview. And the reason for is because, again, I'm a firm believer, if you speak something too much, it could manifest. And the
Oh
last
my
thing I
God.
want to do is I don't want to put you into a spot to where you go home and you have a bad experience, you know? But
Yeah.
again, I would absolutely love to have you come back on the show. And you and I are going to talk more. We're going to chat back and forth, and I'm
Yeah.
going to send me any pictures you want. And on the second time, maybe we'll have you on camera, maybe not, but I'm definitely going to have more pictures, and I'm going to put them on the next episode, because I honestly, I would
Yeah.
absolutely love to speak more with you. I just want you to know, this is kind of like you're filling me out. I'm kind of filling you out on how this whole interview goes, and just let you know that you know the time that you and I spent talking in this interview, I completely cherish. It is, and I respect your strength for coming on here. And like you said, you talked to somebody about pictures.
Yeah.
You're sitting and you're opening up your experiences to me. You're telling me your stories, and I truly
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
Is there
Appreciate
anything
you having me. Uh,
is there anything you would like to say to anybody out there?
yeah, don't go looking for these things, please. And do not shoot at them. That's the worst thing you can do. They do bluff charges. Go to someone that knows more, not someone that's seen them one time. And be careful. You never know.
You guys listening out there, that this is firsthand accounts of dealing with these creatures, not once, not twice, more than likely hundreds of times over the last decade. And it's very, very wise words to take to heart and listen. So, well, guys, with that being said, I just want to say thank you so much to Angel for coming on the show. I want to thank you guys for so much for spending the time um, out of your busy days to watch the episodes that I post. I don't take any of these stories lightly. I take these to heart. I look as myself as a gatekeeper to your stories, and I try to do the best I can. If anybody out there has had any type of an encounter with a cryptid, please email me at the Cryptid Podcast 72 at gmail.com. And again, this is a safe space for everybody to come and share their encounters. As a matter of fact, I'm going to come up with a special episode probably the next week or so. I have an individual that's been sending me emails pretty much all weekend. And he wishes to remain anonymous. So I'll be reading his encounters. But again, if you've had an encounter with any type of cryptid, Dogman, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever you want to call it, Kushikop in Alaska, the Jersey Devil, whatever, email me at the Cryptid Podcast 72 at gmail.com. As my buddy Josh always says, stay prayed up. And as I always like to say, a legend always starts with a sighting. Angel, God bless you. Take care. Be safe. And thank you so much for coming on the show.
Anytime. Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
I got a strange going on out here. Something just killed my dog.
Something killed your dog?